Hello guys, so it's me Nicolette. I'm coming through to you again. Today I want to talk a little bit about the budget. I know I always talk about the budget, and sometimes it seems like the most impossible thing because a budget really is tedious and it's boring, and if you're going to be honest, it's not something that really anybody just wants to sit and do. Sometimes, as people, we think, okay, no, but I've got a budget, it's in my head. Alright, so sure, case, your budget is in your head, and maybe that kind of works for you, and sometimes it usually does work for some people, but it's not always going to work for all of us, right? Some of us do need to write down our budgets and actually pen them down, and because that's how your budget is actually going to work. But I want to focus on specific things that I'm finding when I do help people with their budgets. The one thing that always kicks them out of their budget is this little thing that we call cell phone banking, internet banking, mobile app banking, whatever it is that you want to call it. Guys, we need to find a solution for cell phone banking. Now, all of us understand that data in this country is absolutely outrageously expensive, all right? Now, that's a fact. Now, the question is, are you going to go and do a class action case against the likes of Vodacom, the likes of MTN, the likes of ATA, the likes of Telkom? No, because really, it's not something that's going to be easy for us to do. We've already seen the conversation. We had Thibaut Touch talking about data must fall for whatever reasons. He did that. He started that movement. But I think in a general consensus, everybody understands in this country that data is expensive, and so is airtime. As a matter of fact, calling somebody, which is the most weird thing. I always think that mobile networks are like the biggest scammers in the world, because you will find that if you are on a contract, right, you will be getting charged differently from a person who's on prepaid. Somehow, you who's got the contract, it's as if you are being punished for having a contract. You will be getting charged for your calls like 2 rand per minute, and the person that's got prepaid is being charged like 75 cents per minute, and you're like, but I have the contract. Why am I getting charged more than the person who's got prepaid? So I always say, you know what, sometimes if there is nothing that you can do against the system, and if the system it is what it is, there's nothing that you can do. What you as a person can do is to try and make your life as financially efficient as possible. So like me, I realized that I was spending quite a lot of money on my data and my airtime. And I see this in a lot of people's lives when they do their budgeting for me and they send me their statements, and I'm like, aha, I knew that I was going to find this problem where you are buying airtime and you're buying data too frequently in the month, to a point that when we actually do the calculations, you spend so much more money on that than what you actually budget on your budget. So what are the options that you've got? Guys, there really are many options. First and foremost, we are in the era of internet calling. I get people who say, don't WhatsApp call me. Oh my God, why are you WhatsApp calling me? Excuse me, I'm WhatsApp calling you because I am on Van der Merwe and on Mr. Kumalo's Wi-Fi. So therefore, I will Wi-Fi call you so that I do not use my airtime. As a matter of fact, what is the problem with WhatsApp calls, guys? Can we also stop with this elitist and socialist thing that we do? Oh, I don't want to be called on WhatsApp. The only time I should not be calling on WhatsApp is if I am in a bad area where the data is actually bad. But if I can, or the network is bad, but if I can call you with my WhatsApp and we can get a clear conversation, why should I not be calling you on WhatsApp, babes? Like, why must you be I feel like people are being a little bit difficult, but you know what? You can disagree with me whether you like it or not on this one. So if that is an alternative for curbing the airtime thing. And another thing, really, do people really need to call? Like, we need to address that thing of calling. There are people who just like calling, guys. Hello. Okay, hello, what now? So really, I always say, take 2 steps and ask yourself, do I really need to make this call? Yes, granted, there are other people that you really need to call. There are clients that you do need to call. You cannot be WhatsApping your client or WhatsApp calling your clients. You do need to speak to your clients. So it's very important that you call. But then get a landline, guys. Landlines can be connected to your phone these days. It's really a simple thing. It's far more cheaper than the mobile networks. Please, that's something that you can definitely look at. But we also have this thing where we've got what we call Wi-Fi, guys. Wi-Fi, these little routers that are made by Huawei, guys, they actually work. And as a matter of fact, they are actually perfect because they regulate how much you spend on data. And you've got these ones where you get 10 gig during the day, 10 gig at night. If you want to do your downloading, do it between midnight and 5 o'clock. I know that people say, yeah, but I don't want to be regulated by a mobile network service. Well, babes, they're the people that are giving you the data. So actually you are regulated by them, unless of course you're willing to pay these enormous huge prices. So it's very, very important that also you put a limit on your phone, guys, on your account. You can go to the bank and say to the bank, I want to change my mobile and internet banking limit, and you can change it to whatever it is that you want. You can change it to a lower amount. You can give yourself a budgeted amount. The thing is, we don't do that, and then what happens is you go over the budget, you pay. And here's the funny thing: you're budgeting for your cell phone contract or whatever, how much you spend on your cell phone, your data. Then you don't budget for the addition that you buy during the month. And already that is going to throw off your budget. So it's very important that you are honest with yourself and say, I am that person that even over and above the amount that the mobile network already gives me, I still need to buy data. Maybe mid-month, I still need to buy additional data. I need to buy additional this and that. So it's very, very important that you also think of those things when you are budgeting. Be honest with yourself. The other thing that I want to speak a little bit about is the issue of petrol, guys. When I speak to my people, they'll say to me, okay, no, I budget for 2 tanks in a month. And I'm like, okay, sharp. Okay, 2 tanks, will that get you from and to work? Yes. Okay, will it cover your weekends? And a lot of people never think about petrol that covers them for weekends. When they do their petrol calculation, they always think about petrol for work. Can I get to and from work? And then they forget that in the weekends, we love gallivanting in the weekends. And you know that gallivanting in the weekend, not always like these big, these long distances. It's these little short ones. You quickly going to the shopping center up the road. You quickly dropping off a friend because a friend needs this. You quickly doing this. You quickly doing that. That also needs to account for the petrol that you budget for every single month. So going back to the budget, for those 2 things for me are the biggest culprits. The third one actually is food, but we'll address food in a different video. I want to talk a little bit about the practical ways in which you can make your household economically efficient when it comes to food. But for today, please go into your bank statements now and highlight how much money you are using on data and on airtime. Because what I think is actually happening is that you've got enough money for you to put away, but that money currently is going to data and airtime. And you are surfing the net, and you're not even sometimes surfing the right things. I know sometimes you're watching me, so you can allocate some money to watch Nicolette, or you can just wait and watch me with Van der Merwe's Wi-Fi. I mean, come on. But if you don't have a Van der Merwe or a Kumalo or a Mabuza, just budget, guys. Budget for it correctly. Don't lie to yourself, but also put a limit on your cell phone banking, because that's the easiest. Guys, you know how easy it is to buy airtime and data on cell phone banking? It's so easy, guys. Some of you guys, as a matter of fact, have saved it as a contact on your phone to do cell phone banking. You've got *1145, whatever the one there for Vodacom, hash the 0 option 04 hash 01. Get rid of that thing, because that's how you end up spending so much money on data and airtime, because you've made it very easy for you to access that amount of money.